Mediocre Hobbies Podcast, Warhammer Fest Review. Follow us online. Andy is at youtube.com/@mediocrehobbies. Tom is at instagram.com/tom.landy.hobby.
Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of the Mediocre Hobbies podcast with myself and the co-host, Mr.
Tom Landy. Hi, Andy.
How are you getting on, sir? How are you?
Yeah, not bad. Averaging 3.5 hours sleep for the last 5 weeks. So it's good. Getting lots of hobby done.
For sure. This episode we're going to talk a little bit about Leviathan. It's coming out at some point.
Let's be honest. What else is there to talk about right now?
Well, yeah, it's true, to be fair.
It's big time.
Have a natter about that, and I'm sure some other conversational tidbits will flare up as we natter around, and so it should be a good one, guys.
But also congrats on being the best, Andy.
I was watching it with popcorn and whatever else you watch a sports game with.
Friends.
Watching the sports
friends. It's friends, Andy. That's what you normally look with. All right, well, let's talk Leviathan. That's easy.
Yes, sir.
Everyone who's watched your channel for a while knows this is the first big launch since you've gone independent.
Yeah.
You were what, like 6-8 months in from
Dominion.
Yeah, so like there wasn't really anything
No.
new or big. It is 40K is that milestone, right? Like that is a big deal for channels like yours.
Yeah.
So I think I'd like to kind of get your, because what are we, like, what day is it today? 15th of May. So we're probably about a month out, maybe 8 weeks out, let's say, from when we're all going to have boxes in our hands, assuming they make enough. And, I kind of want to know from you, what is your ideal, money is no object, time is no object, which obviously is a big problem with this kind of stuff. You're going to have X amount of time to do things. If you could do anything, what is your dream launch for a box like Leviathan? What if you could do anything?
Yeah. So my dream launch will be, of course, doing the same kind of thing I've done previously when it comes to painting. I want there to be painting guides for as much of the box set as possible to obviously dispel the fears that people will have. Not even fears. One of the things I'm pushing now, and I've done 2 videos on it now, is the idea that the Tyranids are amazing.
Yep.
A lot of people 100%. Are going to enjoy the Tyranids, and people will buy the box for the Tyranids.
Absolutely.
But the majority of people will be buying them for the Space Marines.
And I think another thing that kind of is mad is due to international competition laws, we know that the box is going to retail for about £150 sterling, which is, I think, is about €210 or something like that. They're giving it away as a free thing, so it was listed as in some of the T's and C's somewhere. If you look at the kind of average contents of the box for just the miniatures of what's on sale now, that's about the same as buying just the one side of the army, or one side of the box or the other. So if you split this with a friend, if you just want the new edition and some of these models, it's worth buying. Like it's
for sure.
Easy money.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I think there will be so many people who will get it, and then they will be left with these Tyranids that they're not particularly crazy on. They might like the models, but so I've put out a bunch of videos already showing 6 different Tyranid schemes.
Yeah, they're really good.
How to bash them out. And the whole idea is you're not trying to win competition. You're just trying to be not putting these gray sprues in a box under your bed and forget about them. How much nicer would they be with some paint on them? They might inspire a friend. They might be used in some games. It might inspire you to enjoy them, and you might just don't waste them. It is going to be an expensive box. Like I said, it's going to be €200. You might as well get your full money's worth, paint everything, get everything, collect everything, or like you said, split it with somebody. I find most days, because both people want the rule book, it tends to be the opposites. 2 people buy and they swap, and then 2 get twice as much, twice as much.
That was what I was going to say. The real issue is when you end up paying 50-60 euros for a separate rule book. If you split the box with somebody, it does kind of dilute the value a little bit. But this edition might be a bit different with the amount of
the
free things. Sure. I still think if you look at the last round of 40K, or what you can still buy as current 40K, best thing to do is have somebody buy the big box, somebody who wants the rule book and who wants the kind of inbuilt campaign stuff that's in there, keep the rule book. And then once the new starter editions come out for like 30-40 euros, whatever they are these days, where you get a squad of guys and a character and the little small book, buy that. That's kind of,
Oh yeah.
you know, but
For sure.
I do get the, who doesn't want that big book? My shelf's full of those big books that I
Yeah.
never read, but they're there. They're gorgeous.
So I would have loved to have a battle report style game ready to go from launch.
Oh wow, for like pre-order day.
For like I wish, but unfortunately,
Could you imagine?
there's only very few people in my circle that have signed up to the NDA, which are the
Sure.
people that I can work with directly to make it. And my normal battle report person is, of course, very busy with his wedding, which is in like 5 weeks or so. So
People are so selfish, Andy.
I'm telling you, like that.
My God, I had a baby. He's getting married. What is the point?
No, it's like it's ridiculous. And I had this great idea, which was to use both of them, which would have been Laura and Mr. Dave, Mr. Chin.
Yep.
And I would like narrate the game. And the idea would be is I'm going to teach a returning 40k player and a person who's completely new to 40k how to play 40k. And it would be an experience of like you can interview them after each turn, be like, how you find it? Like, is it complicated? And you can literally get everybody's perspective on the game and how this edition works and stuff. I think that'd be so cool. And I would still love to figure out how to do that. And I'm still looking into figuring out how that might work out.
Without buying a wig
Without
and doing
buying,
it yourself.
buying a wig and doing it myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
For all I know, well, the person with the wig won't have signed the NDA. But for all I know, it'll be weeks after Mr. Chin's wedding and it'll all be fine. It'll all work out. So you don't have an official date yet. Nobody knows. Well, some people know, but they haven't told me when the dates are for that kind of thing.
Soon. We just know soon.
Yeah, that would be like my day one drop. I wish that was my day one drop video. That would be the coolest thing ever. To build up to it, I'm actually going to go backwards and I'm going to do Indomitus because
interesting.
I have an Indominus set, and I basically told myself that I was going to just finish off what was ever left in my Indominus set and do that as a fun like video to challenge people to do the same. Like, do you have some models left over in Indominus? Why don't you try and get them done before the new box drops? Just, you know what I mean? And I expected lots of people to like have Necrons, and their Marines have all been used, so like dig out your own Necrons to get them done. I think what happened was when I worked in the store, Indomitus came in, and we built Indomitus, we put in the cabinets, and then a couple of weeks later, Indomitus went away, and we were told to put out the starter box contents, which was part of Indomitus.
Sure.
Get rid of the rest. And I think I took the rest. And I think I did them. And I thought they were from my Indominus. Because I opened my Indominus and it's full. I was like, oh,
of course it is.
Oh, no. Like, I didn't think there was any assault intercessors left in there or anything. But no, everything is there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a full week, like Monday to Saturday. And I'm going to do like literally a video every single day, like vlog style.
Nice.
You know, forsake everything else, just be like, let's just get through Indominus, have a bit of fun with it. Like, literally, I think the week I chose for that is coming up soon. It's like the 28th.
Sure.
No, that's the Saturday. Sorry. The 29th is the Monday where that starts. And I'm just going to go through and I'm going to do Indominus for a week. And I just can't wait to actually get stuck in and see if you get a box set like that. So I think that would be a really cool lesson for people. And you get your Leviathan box done, lickety quick and stuff, and just work through it. Just get that, like, you know, the juices flowing, get you inspired. Like, what happens if you put a few hours into it every day, and how far can you get and stuff?
Yeah. Well, that's I'm a bit ahead of you on that one because that's exactly what I'm doing.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what it is. I seem to do it every edition. I get really into it. I get really excited. I play the edition and then something comes out and I buy the box and then I'm like, God, Space Marines are boring. Because obviously they're like the default, right? So everyone's playing Space Marines, so I don't want to play a Space Marine. And then I go and I paint an Eldar army in a week or, you know, whatever. And then I'm playing that and I play this. Then I'm just surrounded by literally assault intercessors on sprue. I can put my hand on 2 sprues of them right now if you want. It's crazy. And that's towards the end of this. I'm actually delighted that the new box is a bit weak in terms of Space Marines. It's a few characters and like 2 squads and a bunch of guys. Like it's not like a massive box, whereas the Tyranids obviously there are loads and loads and loads. So for me,
26 models for Space Marines.
Yeah, and 6 of those are characters or whatever. So it's I don't need those right now, and I can just. So for me, that's it. It's like I can now paint everything and have a full army with some small squads. I mean, it's exciting.
And the Necrons?
My Necrons I've already shipped I ship Necrons away to the UK all the time. I actually found sprues recently, and they went in the post.
Yeah. So you've got somebody you give Necrons to, and you're keeping your Tyranids.
Nope, he's getting them as well. He hasn't done it. Well, I wanted the Tyranids, but I also don't want the Tyranids. Like, I don't need 750 points of Tyranids that I'm never going to do anything with. And that is the problem. I would not do anything with them. Even if I built them and painted them, I wouldn't do anything. And I am tempted to buy the box twice just to have one half of the Tyranids. Because I want to paint the Screamer Killer.
Yeah.
Because I like him. He's stupid. He's got a weird head, and I just think he's cool. And he'd look good over there on that shelf next to Be'lakor and the Glotkin and Magnus, and the stupid shelf, the shelf that I can't even bring with me because the wings are too big.
Yeah, and
cool.
I'm like, I thought the same thing when I was like, they're redoing the Screamer Killer, and all like the old guys were like, yay! And I was like, I don't want to see a redone version. It's gonna be and then they did it. And I was like, oh, they did a really good job as usual. Okay, I was stop thinking that they're not going to do good things, and then it's really nice.
Yeah, it's really good. So you're gonna do a week of Indomitus, which is good.
Yeah.
You're gonna do Necrons and Marines, or just Marines?
Yeah, a whole box.
Crikey. Okay. So I imagine then if this is your dream launch, you would do the whole week of Leviathan. You would just basically do everything that is in that box in that time. If you could.
Yes,
and you can't for release reasons and everything else, but
the Indominus isn't so much going to be tutorials. It's like a vlog.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like I've shown people how to paint assault impulses a million times, and I've shown people how to paint Necrons a million times. So I don't need to do more of that. Whereas with Leviathan, if I did it in a week, I want to show someone how to not be afraid of painting a Screamer Killer, or how not be afraid of painting.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I'm going to make them as solid videos. But the problem is, some armies are a lot more difficult. Like right now, I'm like trying to do the Seraphon videos. Okay, so I did the plan in 2 parts, and I've got the Saurus and the Cavalry to do. And like the problem is, I was like, oh yeah, I'll teach you how to paint Seraphon. A color. They can be any color. They're like skills.
Yeah.
Everybody's are different. It's not like Ultramarines or Blood Angels where it applies to so many people, or you do Guardsmen like Acadians and every single Saurus I've seen online in the last few weeks has been a different color. So I don't know how to do a video and be like, here's how you paint a Saurus. That no one will probably follow because they'll do their own color and it doesn't really matter. So,
and is that something that you think you would throw out as a poll on the either on your private Discord or on the channel or whatever? Like, would you want people to be like, I'd really like to see you paint this, even like a really abstract one, like I'd like a Dark Angels equivalent to Tyranids, like a really dark green with like white bellies, you know what I mean? Something like that. Would you throw that out to the community, or do you just want to stick to whatever the default your scheme is?
So I don't have my scheme yet, and like there's different parts of me as well. There's like the selfish part of me, which wants to be like, have to disassociate things that I get for free. I don't think of as like mine.
Sure.
I think of them as like business tools. So this, like, I've got 10 new Saurus, and part of me is like, I should just do like a video again, like I've been doing with the Tyranids, with like, here's 3 different schemes. Yeah. But then I'll have 7 left over that I can't.
I know that I think the same. That's such a waste. And whenever I see someone do that, I love it. But yeah, I'm the same as yourself. I feel like, well, even if you do that, then you're still not going to do the scheme people actually want, because I didn't want any of those schemes personally, and then on the other side, you've kind of wasted that unless you strip them and start again. Or
you do a poll and be like, which question do you like the most? I'm going to do the rest in it, and I'll strip the other 2 and but I just think like the videos I've been doing where it's been the 3 Tyranid schemes in one video, those 2 videos have done very well. Yeah. People love them, and there's a lot of comments I've heard. The second one, the first one's like, that's just generating more comments, which is generating more push, which is like, it's a really kind of clever.
I think it's nice as well for people to see a more modern sculpt on Tyranids as well. Yeah, we don't realize this is exactly what I was talking about when we were talking about Farsight a few months ago, where in my head Farsight hasn't changed, but actually when you go look at him, he's completely different. And when you see old Terminators next to Leviathan Terminators, there's no difference, but actually there's a huge difference. And all the Tyranids are the same. Like even the Von Ryan's Leapers are just lictors in my head. but actually, in comparison to what a lictor is,
Yes.
hopefully we'll get new ones. But something like they're a totally different species when you actually put them side by side.
Yeah, I think there's a squad, and I think leapers will be the individuals again. They'll be just these big monsters. It's gonna be so cool. I want so many leapers. When New Kill Team got redone the first time a couple of years ago,
Yes.
like the orange and black color scheme. Remember, you could build you need like 100 points to build it. I always wanted to do 4 leaper, Death Leaper army.
Ooh.
Like it's 25 points a model, and you got 4 leapers, lictors. Keep calling them leapers now. 4 lictors. You could do them like the xenomorph color schemes, then it would very much be like 4 aliens running around the board trying to be so cool. But it seemed a bit scummy, so I never did it because I don't think anyone have had a lot of fun playing it.
Yeah, well, I mean, fun's in the eye of the beholder, isn't it?
Yeah, well, fun's in who wins.
Yeah, especially when it's you.
Yeah, I don't win many things like that.
I don't want to derail us, but in terms of launch boxes and supply and stuff, we've had a weird week for things going out of stock really quickly. How are you feeling about supply and demand around Leviathan, or do we think that the reason that this box was so limited was because Leviathan's in production? And
I would say so. So yeah, with the fact that Gallowfall and Ashes of Faith were 2 weeks apart.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
That something got messed up along the way, and we know that because in this like 4 quarters of the Gallow Dark, one of them was pushed back, and one of them was, which messed up everything else. Yep. So I think that Gallowfall was supposed to be before now by a good bit, and they literally got to the point where they're like, okay, now it's time to drop Gallowfall. Okay, but Ashes of Faith is in 2 weeks, and like, let's not make that many of them. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, I definitely think the warehouses are packed to the brim.
Yeah,
with Leviathan box sets, like more than ever before. Like when Indominus dropped, I was in a meeting with Indominus dropped, and they literally we asked the question in the meeting, have you made enough? And their response was, we couldn't physically make any more.
Yeah,
so
I mean, that's the problem, right?
The warehouse.
Yeah.
So like if they say that we made as much as we physically possibly could, and they sold out in still 10 minutes, I'd be like, that's not their fault. Like, where are they supposed to put them? Someone talked to me about this with when Curse City got messed up. And they're like, not just do. Yeah. So what happened was they did a run of them, and they ordered like 200,000 copies or whatever.
Yep.
And that was X price. And then they were like, okay, now order. They were like a bumper order, which is like, you like, okay, let's get another 2,000 copies in for a continued demand.
They'd finished, and then someone had to go back into that warehouse and reload everything and start again. They paid a fortune for it.
Happened. And then they ordered less because like they got such a discount at ordering 200,000 for everything.
Sure.
When they got to 2,000, they're like, we don't make any money from this. And then they're like, you don't understand. It's 5 separate orders. It's dice, books, box, model. Like literally, once you put it all together, even the cardboard tiles you play on are from a different place.
Yep.
And it's like once you add them all together and have them shipped into the country and tax paid on them and everything, and put them into a box to then send out somewhere else, they're just like, this doesn't work. Until we figure this out, this don't work. And that's why they were just like, cancel it. We can't deal with it right now.
Yeah. And it's other things as well. Like, I'm desperate to buy Dante. I can't buy Dante. Dante's out of stock everywhere. And do you know who isn't out of stock everywhere? Azrael. Because he's Dark Angel. So I assume what they did was they were like, we're going to produce the Lion. And so we're going to sell loads of Dark Angels. And so we'll make loads of him. And then Dante sold out in 10 seconds. And obviously the Lion is out, but he'll be back when he's back. But it's like, I can't buy him. I want him. I know he'll be there soon, but it's one of those weird, how are they going to, and are they going to make him? Of course they'll make him, but are they going to make him before Leviathan? Who knows? Like, Leviathan is obviously, although I say that, like, I'm talking shite, Leviathan is in boats on its way to Australia right now, right? Like, there's no way it's going to get there in time if they're still producing it in the UK. So, maybe Dante's on his way this week because I want to buy him.
You just have to, One of the things that I learned was like when when you type in the like email me and type in your email
Yes.
address for that thing,
Yep.
that actually contributes to it. Like
Yeah.
they literally like, we have a gap in the we can make a run of 200 of something. They literally go to that list and go, what has the most email me's? Print that. And you're like, oh, that makes a lot of sense actually now that you think about it.
Yep.
One of the things I don't like about it all is I'm getting a lot of flack from it. I'm getting a lot of shit, a lot of crap.
Oh, because you got sent a box.
Like loads of comments being like,
dare you.
Games Workshop only cares about sending creators free. And I'm like, listen to the words that just came out of your mouth.
Yeah.
The $1 billion company only cares about giving their stuff away for free. That's what you're arguing, right? Are you insane? Like, are you actually insane? Oh my God.
Do you get a lot of comments like that then, or is it just to your face? If people stop you in the street and harass you.
Yeah, like punch thrown, like whiskey bottles at me and stuff and all. It's in a
Dublin's a crazy town, guys.
Yeah, Gallowfall has just brought them out of the woodworks. They're all so unhappy, and I get it. Like, I've reached out to a friend of mine running a Games Workshop store, a smaller one, and I just asked him. I was like, because I've been telling people like, don't worry, you can just go to your local store and buy one the Saturday it's out. And they're like, yeah, right. Like, that's going to be easy. I'm like, shouldn't be too hard. I messaged a guy and he's like, how many get you? 2. Okay, guys, and that brings another episode of the Mediocre Hobbies podcast to a close. I hope you had a good time. If you did, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow. He's drinking. That's how it went. And all those other good things that lead to the growth of the podcast. I will see you guys next week.